All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. Today's episode, we have a lot to get into, and we will start with an Ohio recap. The boys will talk about what it was like to come out to Ohio, what they say is maybe bottom 10, bottom 15 pre-weekend, one of the worst states in America. I'm curious to get their perspective now and how it ranks to Jersey. Would love to hear that. We're going to talk Haaland, his start in the EPL, and what that has done to his cards. We're going to talk Disney, Lorcana, talk about the NFL, Facebook Q&A. Jay says we have a bunch, and then we will finish with the usual. We'll finish with play of the week. But first, start with what's on your mind. Lou, you gave a little puzzling look when I brought up Ohio being a bottom 15 state. So we'll start with you. Curious to get your thoughts.
No, it was the way you tried to sneak in that I was going to rate Ohio above New Jersey, like that was going to happen, which is just not. But we can talk about Ohio later. The thing I wanted to talk about that's been on my mind was two things. Number one, Deebo Samuel is the most electric player in the NFL. I think when he gets going, there's no one like Deebo. And just in the world that we live in today with position players, and they don't really attract that much attention in the hobby and all that stuff, I think he's an interesting case because he plays so many positions and he's very clearly the focal point of their offense. And I feel like if they were to make a run, it's going to be built around Deebo. And I'm kind of just wishing that I would have bought a Deebo card a year ago when I originally was in love with him. Maybe I'll take a look and see if I can get something interesting.
Thanks, Lou. Ty, what's on your mind?
You're welcome, Ryan.
Is this what's on your mind, or is this how do we feel about the state of Ohio?
No, this is definitely what's on your mind.
Yeah, he tried to yeah.
Got you. What is on my mind is, Erling Haaland and Phil Foden buried Manchester United over the weekend. I haven't been playing enough golf. I'm recording from the office today. That was like a throwaway round up in Rochester.
That's fair.
If you know what I'm saying. I just brought actually.
I was texting my fantasy chat box, and I accidentally chatted into the Card Talk chat just now. Just putting that out there.
Nice. What did you say? He sucks? Nice. Yeah. Who sucks?
The guy we're playing next week.
Got you. Allen Robinson needs to get the ball more. That's definitely on my mind. Good weekend in Ohio. Felt good to be back on campus. I definitely have the need to go to more college football games bug. Script Ohio was pretty cool. We were definitely being annoying to Ryan in the stadium, for sure. But it was overall great weekend. Back at it in the office, recording from here. Excited to get on the road, try and make some things happen. London is also on my mind.
It's funny you say that. I think that's where you were going, and I think it's not something that's brought up enough, but we had a great time, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we were all together. It was great. But the back in the office vibes, post-trip, post-fun, there's nothing like it. It's I'm at my most productive, stuff's getting done, we're getting ahead. You're back in the office, and I'm that's what's going through my mind is when you're back in the office after a nice couple relaxing fun days, it's there's not a lot like that. So what's on my mind? We got to start the national countdown real soon. We're already in October, right? It's in July.
You're not wrong.
It's going to be here soon. Countdown. Jay, how many days are we at? I think it's got to be pretty close to under 300, right? Days until what is it? July.
Jay, we should definitely build a countdown graphic, and every episode just flash it.
293 days. 293 days until the national. So it's gonna be here before you know it. NIL is on my mind. The fact that we can have, I've talked about it before, but current Buckeyes in shop learn what it's like to be an athlete on the team now, just having conversation and filming content and being able to make deals with current players is cool. I like that. I think that's fun. And I like what NIL has done. I'm excited to see how that grows. More college football cards of current players like Stroud, Bryce Young, both have cards on top of guys like Tyler Van Dyke, the kid from, what is it, Hendon Hooker? I think he's like second or third in Heisman voting for UT, for Tennessee. You've got like John Robinson, just so many guys now. So I'm excited to see how that continues to develop as a big college football fan. We talked about it when you guys were in town. I know we'll get into more to the Ohio talk, but there's just not a lot like college football. The pageantry, the tradition, the alumni, like being on campus. There's not much I enjoy more than like October in the shoe, hoodie weather, watching Script Ohio, big game. It's like, they're just not like that. It's hard to replicate that. And I know, Ty, you talked about it when you were here, but it's like, does the NIL, that's the one thing that scares me about NIL. Does that change the tradition and some of the stuff around college football? Lou, we talked about it too with the super conferences, stuff like that, what that looks like for college football. Because UCLA and Ohio State in October, November is just not quite the same as like Ohio State, Penn State, Halloween weekend, whiteout game or blackout game in the shoe. Like that's just, those are different games, different vibes. So a lot of stuff on my mind, but it's a lot about college football.
What's the blackout game? Is that a knockoff whiteout game?
No, I just like we wear black or all black or all red. You like think you're the first person that ever started like
got it. I was
color?
just checking. I hadn't heard of the blackout game. You know, I don't know if it was like,
well, technically they don't
get blacked out or whatever.
So that's actually
I
a good
agree
point.
with where you were going. Who scored that touchdown, the opening Rutgers touchdown? That kid will never forget that a day in his life.
No idea. Never heard of him.
That's a good question.
It was a big moment for the kid. I was just trying to give him some love, a little collegiate pageantry.
Yeah,
But the pregame, I'm a big pregame guy. You know, we had a nice little pop over, in the fan fest. Band was going, cheerleading squad was out there. Overall, it was sweet. And then golf.
Shout out to Sean Ryan, scored a touchdown. His name was Sean Ryan.
Sean Ryan.
Yep, shout out.
It was a good
He's
play.
a senior.
He beat a corner that's probably going to play in the NFL.
That's probably
That's
true.
for those kids for a long period of time. Who was it?
Denzel Burke.
Oh,
He's not. He's looked rough this year. He was great last year on a crappy defense. He's had some tough games this season. If you ask Buckeye fans, it has not been the start.
Michigan, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing is we faced the third fewest pass attempts in all of Power 5 football, number one in the Big Ten. So it's Penn State and Michigan, like the good teams that will pass will throw the ball. We'll see. So, anyways, Ty, what were you saying?
Trade night was a blast.
Yeah, so let's get into that. Ohio, right? Ohio trip. You guys came out. We've now done a New York trip. We did a trade night with Bleeker, hung out in the office, wrote some cards with Gary, and now we've done an Ohio trip. Thursday, we were at the Parlay downtown. Shout out to Jay for giving us one of the top 10 epic moments in Card Talk. Ty was recording, and the fact that Ty was recording when it happened,
perfect.
If you guys have not seen this video, please do me a favor. Go on IG, like it, drop a comment, let Jay know what kind of a blunder it really was. It was just perfect. It was so perfect. Jay's face, then Lou's face. It was such.
I feel like I need to post like the original.
It couldn't have happened any better. And it was just unscripted. And it was fantastic. Shout out to Court for making an awesome video out of it, throwing the GTA wasted clip at the end. It was fantastic. And then Friday morning, did a little golf.
Yep.
Did a little hot chicken takeover.
Are you editing the footage of the golf game, or like are you gonna make sure you look perfect at all times, or what's the plan?
We're not posting anything with it.
Wow. Lost footage. I hear that.
We didn't get enough out of it.
I respect.
Yeah,
no
fine.
comment.
I mean, I got to win, but
yeah,
you did. You got to win. You got to win. A mild chicken takeover. I agree. Was nice.
Yeah, or cold chicken takeover if you're tired.
Cold chicken takeover.
Lou, since you got the spicy, just for the people, I'm very big on hot chicken takeover. If you come to Columbus, that's one of the places that I like to take people if you've never been.
Yeah.
You had never been?
I had never
took
been.
you there. What were your thoughts on it? Because you got a spicy, like you got
I got the warm.
an experience. Yeah, you got an experience.
It was hot chicken. It was pretty good. I mean, I've had a lot of hot chicken in my day. It was pretty good. It was decent, pretty solid.
Hold on.
Pretty
The
solid.
highlight of the trip food wise was that deep fried French toast.
So
That
Saturday
was
morning we went
crazy.
to the Walrus, for not familiar, downtown. It's near, what is that, 4th? I forget, but it's downtown. It's
High Street and 4th.
I don't think it's High Street and 4th,
Main?
but they serve, yeah, I think it's Main and 4th. They serve
I'm a local.
brunch starting at 11, and we
It was
went
nice
there,
time to sleep in.
little pregame brunch meal, and they got this fried French toast. I got that. Ty changed his whole meal. He's like, hey, I want that. That sounds good. Got it. Loved it. 10 out of 10.
Classic play.
Yeah, Saturday went on campus for a little while. We'll see if Jay ends up making a play on the old Rutgers programs for homecoming. Jay, I think that's a good piece of content we still got to finish, but hopefully you have some luck with those.
I made a great play running through campus, touchdown pass from that kid. 2-tap the feet would have been good in the NFL.
That was definitely out of bounds.
Jesus.
Watch the game. Saw some
trade night. I actually made plays and executed plays.
Yeah, but then kind of got suckered into a deal.
I did get suckered into a deal. You're so right.
I mean, my man felt bad. Guy sold the best card, and legit Ty's like, still, I got it. Whatever. Now I got all this junk I don't know what to do with.
Listen, my guy Isaac and me took it to another level with our deal, so you're not wrong. I got suckered into a deal late, but I feel okay about it.
Just good to see you out there making some plays, man.
We're trying. We're
Good to
trying.
see you active out there, man.
You know, what I didn't make a play on was the Disney Lorcana cards, if I'm being super honest.
Yeah, so these have like blown up recently, right? I don't have, it's not something I've followed, but I think you guys can talk more about it because I know
Yeah.
Lou was on it early. These were given out at some Disney event, Lou. We talked about it briefly before.
D23.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
So,
Like a Disney conference?
Go ahead, Ty. I've already explained it. So
it's essentially their annual event. Now, all these companies host their own events where they put on pretty much their own showcase of their own products for advertisers, large like wholesalers, etc. So D23 is where they show off their like innovations and new stuff, lineup of new shows, new toy products, advancements in theme parks, new IP. That's where they do that so that they can kind of control the narrative. It's put on by themselves. Obviously, there's other trade shows, but that has definitely become a very fragmented thing. Apple is notably one that always launched their own products, and that kind of has like turned into Google does their stuff, Amazon does their stuff, rather than like going to like what was like a CES or something like that. So that's what D23 is, and that's where they launched that. They'll still engage. I imagine. I mean, New York City Comic Con, I believe, is this upcoming weekend in New York City, and actually, we should probably pop over there, get in the mix, because I imagine they'll have some Lorcana stuff on deck there. Be careful, Jay. It might tank the entire strategy. They might roll out another 900 Lorcanas at Comic-Con.
So Todd, these Lorcana cards, right? You said there's only 900 of them. Were they given out for free, entire sets, one per person? Like, how does it work?
every single person who was there got a Mickey Mouse card. The sets were available for $50 for purchase.
$50?
Yeah, that to my
The
understanding,
latest just
they
did
were $50.
$4,750 on eBay. Set of 6.
We talked about this.
Yeah, we did a whole bit on it. We made no plays.
I remember. I just like, it's crazy that it blew up then. You were like, yeah, these are interesting now, and now they're even more interesting. I mean, $4,750, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I think like just to like be honest, like everything else, I think the game doesn't come out for like a year, so I would expect these to cool off pretty dramatically soon, and then probably heat back up. But
the thing is, though, if there's really only 900, there are real big time Disney collectors out there, and this thing could get interesting.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse PSA 10 did $4K by itself. Elsa did $1,300 raw. The set was $50.
That's insane.
And the Mickey Mouse was free.
Insane.
They got a first edition logo, D23 logo on them. There was a cool video I showed. They took a guy from, I think, Magic, the Gathering that's helping run the strategy on the game.
Yeah, he built the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I might become just a professional player.
That's wild.
If they make
How do you feel about
Lorcana
it?
like Kingdom Hearts, like but in real life, that'd be lit. Because that game was awesome.
That's where
man.
I feel like that's where they're going. I feel
Yeah,
like
they're
there's
gonna have all the
energy.
characters and just make a game out of it. It's pretty sweet.
Definitely keep an eye on it.
Definitely watching out.
Ty, I want to get your take here. I saw something the other day, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it talked about Haaland and the start he's had in EPL, and I think it said he was 11 goals away from like the total scored by the Golden Boot winner last year,
Yeah.
and he has 30 games left this season. Just want to I don't follow soccer on a consistent basis. It's not something I enjoy watching every weekend. Like I'm not in it like you are. So just I would like to get some context on like how great his start has or hasn't been. If you've seen any interest or like rise or fall in demand in his cards.
So I think it would be like if a quarterback.
He's not in the World Cup, right?
He's not playing in the World Cup, unfortunately.
Cool.
What are we, 4 weeks into the NFL season?
Yep.
Yeah.
Imagine if Zach Wilson if the Jets were not the Jets, because if a quarterback started the season 4-0 and threw for 500 yards and 5 tutties all 4 games, you'd be like, what's going on? If a baseball player in the opening month of the season was on pace to hit 80 bombs or 81 bombs, you'd be like, what is going on? That's what this dude's doing to the Premier League, which before the season started was the place to go, the hardest place to play, up and down, week in, week out. Now, he did go to a team that has already been like cheat code, over the last 5 years in the league. But in 8 games in the Premier League, this dude has as many hat tricks as Cristiano Ronaldo in his career in the Premier League. To your point, this dude is 11 goals away from matching last year's winner. The record is something like 34, and I think Salah had 28 in the last couple years, and Salah was at like a 6-goal pace. I think he's at like a 14 goal. He has 14 at this point right now.
Wow.
So this dude is definitely in a moment of like cheat code.
So how many did he score against Man U this weekend?
So he says he has 14 goals through 8 matches.
3 goals, 2 assists. He's averaging a goal every 13 touches, I think it is.
Yeah, it says
13 touches?
Every 13 touches.
His rate is 1.9 goals per 90 minutes.
That is crazy.
For a 42-game season, scored 34 goals. Andy Cole of Newcastle United in 93-94, which still sits as a Premier League record for goals in a season. It was equaled the following campaign by Alan Shearer of Blackburn.
Yeah, and then Solid at 32 in 2017.
In a 38-game season, though.
Yep. Crazy.
He's going to smash those records. Smash.
He might have it's pretty realistic that he has at least 45, right?
Yeah, and it's just like, what do you do? There's no way you watch him play, and he's
14 goals
literally
in a game.
the Terminator.
Insane.
He's literally the Terminator. He made Manchester United. You couldn't stop him. Every ball is perfect. This dude is like superhuman, reflex-wise. He's like, his foot's like over the crossbar, like kicking balls down in the air. He's ridiculous.
That's why they need to have like a rule where he can just like renounce wherever he's from and just go play for somebody else.
Go play. Well, they said like, what if every team could call him for one 30-minute spell during the World Cup?
Yeah, like a celebrity shop. He should be able to
Exactly. No, he's ridiculous. And card-wise, impact. My take probably is this. This is how I would foresee it. Low end the floor has been blown out. Obviously, Haaland had this crazy increase in value, similar to Mbappe, other guys, but it was really Haaland and Mbappe that like blew up. I think his high end stuff is treading even now, which is solid compared to losing value. My buddy Flo, I always shout him out. He pulled, I think I could be wrong, of 10 or of 15.
The orange.
Pretty sure he has the orange. Yeah. He pulled it from Mealy Pops. And the valuation on that thing at one time, I think, was north of 6 figures or just about. He's still holding it. I would say it went down to like 65, 70. I think it's probably settled in at like 75. And I think what is nice with what his performance is those things are firm there. Now, that's a crazy number. But on the low end, things got so high, like just his like mass rookie was like $1,000, something like that. So I think you'll see sustainability based on his performance, but in the overall market, I mean, you're just facing such strong headwinds. But he's definitely like right now, from if you consider hobby hype or momentum or whatever, he's definitely outpacing from a media and talking about an excitement perspective Mbappe. That could all change. We got the World Cup coming up. Mbappe's a World Cup winner. He won the Young Player of the Tournament, which will be 8 years ago. France is up there. So that could switch quick, and the World Cup is just such a different animal than the Premier League.
But from talent-wise, Haaland is the best player in the world at the moment.
I think you cannot argue that. Yeah, I think that is that is clear. You know, at the same time, the Parisians, PSG. I mean, Neymar, has his best start of the year going, I think, ever. I think Mbappe's been on fire. Messi's back playing well himself. Brazil is going to be a dangerous club going in, but the Premier League is just such a different beast. To go there and do that, that's why I still believe that Mbappe will go to Liverpool. He'll eventually play Real Madrid, but I believe that when all is said and done, he will have to go to the Premier League and show out if he wants to chase that, because Haaland is so clearly distancing himself. Now, you look at the team this dude's on. He's getting balls fed in from Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden. I mean, just a sheer gluttony of talent. Grealish played really well this past weekend, but I don't want to put you guys to sleep with footy talk.
All right, so let's move into some of the NFL talk then. We're right around a quarter of the way through the season, basically. 4 games in. Of course, just as I anticipated, Jalen Hurts is absolutely on fire. Shout out to Jay for showing the flashback there. I was like, I'm not a real big Jalen Hurts guy. He's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And of course, they're 4-0, one of the best teams in the league. Going to have $35 million. Yeah. Going to have $35 million in cap space next year, have multiple first-round draft picks, have A.J. Brown, Miles Sanders, Jalen Hurts.
Devontae Smith.
Devontae Smith. Whatever. It is what it is. Just absolutely terrible. But you also said Josh Allen's not good, and that's clearly not the case.
Firm on that one. They look pretty just fine to me, but that's.
I mean, the MVP frontrunner at this point.
We play them in 4 weeks. We'll see then.
Who? The Jets?
We'll see then.
Come on, man.
We'll see then.
You guys are talking crazy.
What? What was that?
He's talking about Josh Allen. Like, he looks just fine. Not that impressed. He beats up on bad teams. Congrats.
The Ravens aren't a bad team.
They're fine. Barely beat the Jets. How good can they be?
Josh Allen's nice.
He's good.
He's fine. He's pretty good. Looks a lot worse without his offensive coordinator this year. Just saying. What are you doing over there, Ty? What are you doing?
You know who else is good?
Playing with this clock.
Who?
Mahomes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the guy.
He's the guy. I mean, just going down to Tampa.
Everyone.
Would they put up 41 down there?
Yeah, Tampa stinks. Remember when I said
hold on though. Tampa battled. Is there anything more of a killer than opening the game with a fumble on the kickoff to Mahomes?
It's the worst feeling in the world.
You're literally spotting Mahomes a touchdown.
It's so frustrating.
That would, from the first second, you're just upset. If you're a Buccaneers fan, there's not a single play that you enjoy that entire game because of the opening fumble.
Also, like, I just kind of relates to cards, but not directly. CEH, who was like the hobby darling 2 years
Remember that
ago,
big night? I think about it every time.
he continues to just like get a bunch of touchdowns and like in all these like very key situations, but they just don't let him be the full-time running back. And it's
Wild.
going back to my Debo point from before. It's the other side of the coin where it's like, even if he's clearly the best runner on the team, he will not be featured. And that's why you can't count on those guys.
Yeah. He's either going to have like 1.8 points or like 22.5.
Yeah, like he's either going to have 4 carries for 10 yards and that's it, or he's going to have
What
like
did he do that opening night?
he had he caught 2 touchdowns and that was it. He's only getting like 8
No,
to
he's
10
talking
rushes
about
a
like the
game.
first time he ever blew up when Donruss
When
Space was
the whole
$75.
place went absolutely berserk.
Let me see if I can pull it up because didn't he have like 130 yard or something like that?
He went crazy.
It was just like Kareem Hunt when Kareem Hunt was a rookie and came out and dominated the Patriots, had all those yards, just came on the scene out of nowhere.
Yeah, his first game he had, I think I actually legitimately said it. He had 25 rushes for 138 yards and a touchdown in his opening game, and then came back out the next week and had 10 rushes for 38 yards.
People were going bananas.
CH stories, right there it is.
Well, because he was in off LSU. That was the LSU chip, and NFL was back. Like, coming from COVID, cards were running and ripping. The opening night of the NFL is always this, like, everyone is just tuned in like crazy.
Just think, we had Clyde Edwards-Helaire Donner Space cards at $75.
Crazy. What is that card worth now? Let's do a little update on Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Let's do a little update.
Donruss Space for $75.
Donruss. Oh, baby.
75 cents.
I think if we're lucky. $1.99. Tough out, guys.
Yikes. What's a PSA 10 do? I bet you a PSA 10 is not that high. What is it, $30?
If that. 21.57.
That's a 4.
Oh wait, sorry. That's an optic, Donruss optic. So regular Donruss
so
is probably
shitty. That's shitty.
$8.23 for a PSA 10.
How much?
$8.23. Sold Sunday.
Went from 75 raw to $8 and changed for a PSA 10.
Yeah, tough.
Wow. Yeah, it's wild. All right, let's get in some of the Facebook
You want to talk about the Jets?
What do you want to talk about?
You want to talk about Zach Wilson looking great in the fourth quarter?
That dude's not going to be good.
You don't want to talk about how
Corey
you said
Davis arrived. Corey Davis showed up.
It's fine. We don't have to talk about it. It's fine. Just go to the questions.
You wanna talk about
No. This is good because Jay. Shout out to Jay because what you guys don't know is Jay. When I took him back to the shop to get his stuff that he forgot, he was saying I would bet he was going to talk about it before. He didn't bring it up. That's on Jay. But Jay said I would be willing to wager anything the Jets are going to get smoked this weekend. Lou's not going to be right. They're going to get smoked.
Jay
absolutely did. And
I'll own that elbow. That's life. We move on.
I had a W.
Good job.
I had a W written on the board.
As did I.
Just saying.
As did I.
Happens.
I feel great about the Jets. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is we play the Dolphins this Sunday. We go to Green Bay. We come home for the Patriots, and then we're playing for first place against the Bills. I'm just letting you know that's what's going to happen. We might get blown out by the Bills. That might happen. But that game will be for either a share of first place or sole possession of first place in Week 8.
What do you hope? How does the season end for the Jets?
Meaningful December games.
So you just want to be playing for games that matter in December.
I want to play games that matter in December. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for the playoffs. I'm obviously joking about Super Bowl or whatever. Like meaningful December games. That's all I'm asking for. And we're on our way. We are on our way. At least November. I think in November they'll be competitive no matter what. We'll see if we can get to December. And then don't let us sneak into the playoffs.
Don't let us.
I love it. Yeah,
it's a November game.
Yeah. Donald Schaefer.
All right. Questions. These are from the Facebook group. So again, if you guys are not already in the Card Talk Facebook group, Card Talk Pod on Facebook, Jace asks for questions every week. So if you ever want to get on there, submit a question, check it out.
You watching right now, make sure you join the Facebook group. Do it.
All right, Donald Schaefer says, with the recent news, Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine in Deadpool 3, are any of the guys making plays on any Marvel cards? Love the show. I'm glad Jason, Lou, and Tyler got to see proper football. Let's go, Buckeyes.
Went to the soccer game?
Proper football?
I have not purchased any Marvel cards. I did see that Hugh Jackman was returning as Wolverine. I'm a little confused by what they're doing with the timelines because I thought he was dead in Logan, but I guess he's not. So Deadpool is always a very popular character in the Marvel Universe. I'm interested to watch it. I almost would rather, for me right now, just to, this is not a card, but my brain automatically goes to finding like a Wolverine Deadpool comic dual appearance and looking into that rather than one of the Marvel cards, just because I think those are more fun for me right now.
I'm far more jacked up about this Disney action than I am Marvel. I like Wolverine. I like X-Men a lot, actually. And to be honest, you know what I've been thinking about? I want to get some like proper G.I. Joes. Like old school, in the case G.I. Joes. V-Friends
cool.
just announced this morning their Toys R Us, their release for their plushie and vinyl at Toys R Us and
What's
Macy's. What's V-Friends? But my point being was Toys R Us is like one of the greatest memories of my life. Growing up, Mom Dukes just held me down with the Toys R Us trips. And I used to love G.I. Joes, bro. And I really want to get a fire, like snow camo in case G.I. Joe. And I got here because, Wolverine, Deadpool. Deadpool's a great character. I love how Ryan Reynolds plays that character.
So is Wolverine. Wolverine's OG.
And Wolverine's an OG character. And I think X-Men, the original X-Men movies, the original 2 X-Men movies, and then I think that was the original 2, and then Iron Man 2. Those 3 movies I feel like changed the course of everything.
It's a good take.
Yeah, not doing any Marvel cards personally. Watched a lot of the movies, but never really got into the cards. I think I would be more interested in like autos. Like I think at one point I want to get a Robert Downey Jr. like Iron Man auto. I think that would be cool. I know he doesn't sign a ton. More interested in
That's
the
a cool
autographs.
one.
More interested in the autograph stuff. That's why I struggle with soccer stuff so much. Is like it's a lot more like rookie cards and stickers and stuff like that. And that's that was definitely an adjustment for F1. Is like it's a lot more like parallels and that kind of thing. I prefer autographs. So it's different, but not something I'm actively searching on making a play for.
I was actually just looking because once I said comic, I started looking it up. They're actually not that expensive. 9.6 first appearance of Deadpool versus Wolverine, up for $300 right now on eBay. I don't know, something interesting.
Ben Tedisco says, how do you feel about the long-term market of first print Kickstarter metazoo cards? No, nothing.
Couldn't be less educated. Could not be less educated on metazoo.
I know nothing about it. Not one thing about it.
I know people are all excited about it. That was also doing like the peak of everything. So I don't know.
I know they've rocked with our boy Aoki, and I know Aoki definitely has a strong global following. That's the only intuition or insight that I have to bring to the table on that one.
Yeah. No, absolutely nothing about it.
I don't think I'll ever will know either, to be honest.
I need to get educated on the vintage G.I. Joe market.
Tyler's random thoughts of the day.
I kind of like that, actually, Ty.
Yeah. I kind of need some of that in my life.
Peter Hodling says, what football card are you buying right now? And what card are you trying to move?
Can we do hypotheticals? Because I'm not currently purchasing anything.
Sure.
I'm buying Mahomes and I'm moving Herbert.
I was actually in my head thinking the opposite of that.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow. That is wild.
You go first, right? Or second?
Yeah, anybody I'm not projecting to go to the playoffs 4 weeks in, I'm selling their stuff. Right? Look at Ty, man. What a guy. Rocking the CC2 spooky
That was good
season.
stuff, Ty. It is the spooky season. It's a comfy hoodie.
But
come on, baby.
I'm going to get ahead on not everybody's going to the playoffs. Not everybody's going to win a bunch of games. There's so much optimism built into cards. Winning is built in. It's not going to happen, right? Justin Herbert and Mahomes aren't going to Super Bowl. One of them might. That means Lamar's not. It means Josh Allen's not. Again, I'm going to get ahead on the market dip that's going to happen. It will, like, the market's already dipped quite a bit. There's a recession going on. Crypto's not hot. Stocks aren't hot. NFTs aren't hot. Comics aren't hot. Watches aren't hot. Cards aren't hot. Like, there are big sales, but like the markets in general at large are not up from where they were. They're definitely down.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm going to get ahead on, hey, this guy's not going to play in the postseason. This guy, again, I may be wrong, but if I guess and I hold and they don't go, it's a substantial dip pretty quickly. And I would rather, I talked about it before. I lost $700 on one Trey Lance card, right? $700. I sold a Lance Optic Hollow the other day, auto, at a 125. I think we had out at like $1,400, $1,200, something like that. Don't quote me, at the National. It sold for $400. Right, those are major loss. That's a $1,500 loss. $1,500 on 2 cards. Now at scale, that's a really big loss when you start talking about Herbert and Allen and Mahomes and some of these guys that sell for way more than Trey Lance ever sold for. So to me, it's hey, I'm gonna sell the guys the QB stuff. I think I would rather buy. There's not a lot of football I'm buying at the moment, right? The consequences of being wrong are so severe and so quick. It doesn't make enough financial sense. Mm-hmm. Like if you guess wrong, if Hurts is 4-0 and you're like, hey, Hurts is great, the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, and you're wrong, it's a big drop. It's not like, hey, Jalen Hurts is going to go from 1,000 to 700 and like over the course of 5 months. He's going to drop pretty quickly when people realize, hey, you're not going to win the Super Bowl. It has consequences, and I would rather not play that game and not lose than risk it and be right.
It's really easy to be wrong coming into the season. Mac Jones, Derek Carr, like Joe Burrow probably isn't doing too well right now. Like it's really like there was a lot of things that are changing this year. Anyway, people I'd be selling right now. Number 1 on my list is Trevor Lawrence. They had like a really hot start. I think they're about to run into a little bit of a buzzsaw here. Can't see that team making the playoffs, so I'd be a little bit down on that guy right now.
I definitely disagree with that.
You think they're gonna make the playoffs?
I mean, they started 14. They were up 14-3 in the first quarter on Philly, right? It's raining. Trevor Lawrence fumbles the ball a bunch of times. I get it, but yeah, that team has talent on it, and I like Trevor Lawrence from a talent perspective.
Me too.
He's good. Again, if you're buying Trevor Lawrence to win the Super Bowl this season, yeah, absolutely sell. If you're buying him to make the playoffs, I'd probably sell too. I just think Trevor Lawrence long term is better than a lot of the younger guys. I just view him in the same category long term as Burrow.
Long term for sure. I would just say we're talking about this season. I'm just thinking about it in those terms.
I can get behind the idea that there might be a better opportunity to buy Trevor Lawrence down the road than there is right now.
Yeah. And then the person I'm going to say to buy, what the hell is going on? It's either Herbert on a shot that they can come back to life as a team. They kind of been struggling. Their offensive line's really hurt. I don't know about that. And then Rodgers, like that's just waiting in the wings of like Aaron Rodgers' playoff run. Probably doesn't win the Super Bowl, but playoff run. People get excited about him again. He kind of like fell into the background a little bit, I feel like, in the last couple of weeks, but that'll come back around.
Chris Sutton, what card do you regret selling or trading that you wish you could have back?
No regrets.
Gosh, I got a list. I could write a whole book. Luka NT, first off the line at a 20. Mahomes National Treasures. I had 3 of them, 9, 5, 10 patch autos. Mahomes cracked dice, rookie auto ticket. Mahomes rookie roundup 101 rookie auto.
Did you say any basketball yet?
Luka NT at a 20.
Yeah. That was the first one, right?
Yeah, first off the line. Sold it for $16.5 the day after I pulled it. Ooh, that's tough.
Let's see what else we got here.
Yikes.
Just a bunch of.
There's a $40.
Was that a $40 price tag on Mbappe's?
On the Mbappe sticker. Yeah. Crazy.
But then I have another one.
I'm trying to think of cards I sold that I wish I didn't. Oh, you know what card I had that I wish I never sold, or at least waited longer to sell? I had a 86 Fleer KD PSA 10. Yeah, those are classics too. Look at the price tags on those. $400 for a PSA 8. And $400 showing. Yeah, go ahead.
$700. It's an 03 Cristiano Ronaldo Mega Cracks numbered 137 PSA 9 with a.
What's a 9 do now?
Sticker on it.
It was like a couple of thousand, but it got up super high. I had an 86 Fleer KD, like the throwback one.
0708 Fleer Retro.
Yep, exactly. I really liked that card. I thought it was really cool, and I sold it too soon. And I regretted it the second I agreed to sell it.
Lou, I figured one you might say is the Lewis Purple.
I mean, obviously. I try not to think about that too often, but yeah, that was a tough one.
The extreme ones are always the best.
Yeah, those. You're right. I probably should have said that for the sake of this the story.
Next question. Sean Madden says, when it comes to buying soccer cards in preparation for the World Cup hype, how important do you think it is to have player cards in their national kits versus their club kits? For example, were comparable Messi and an Argentina jersey sell for more than a Messi and a Barcelona jersey? Ty, you want to take this?
The PSA 8 just did 7,800. That price tag was 400. September 25th on auction, it did 7,800. The PSA 9. The BGS 9.5 did 37.2.
There you go. But that doesn't make a lot of sense because the PSA 8 did what?
PSA 8, BGS 8.5 did 6.3. BGS 9.5 did 37.2. All in the last 2 weeks.
How's that possible?
What do you mean?
Shouldn't the 9.5 be a lot higher than the 8.5?
8.5 did 6.3. Okay.
$6,300. Yep.
And the 9.5 did 37,000.
Oh, sorry. The way you were saying, I thought it was 3,700. That's my fault.
No, 37,000. Yeah. Question was
soccer jerseys, national team kit or club?
I think it comes down to year, rarity. There's personal preference. I think it's different than like what comes to mind is like baseball cards, like licensed or unlicensed. I think that's a big difference. I think both fly. I think it comes down to the collector and who the purchaser is and their preference. But I don't. There's an argument that could be made for both.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for cards during the World Cup, if you're like, hey, I want to look for a card of this person, you're searching for the national kit. That seems like the more logical answer. Again, not being a soccer guy, not something I would do. But if I'm watching England versus the United States on Black Friday and I watch Christian Pulisic score a goal, I don't really care about a Chelsea jersey or a Borussia Dortmund jersey nearly as much as I care about him wearing, red, white, and blue. Like I would prefer the American jersey so much more.
Yeah, I to each their own, right? But like, there's a lot of people buying great Pulisic cards or Gio Reyna cards that aren't in USA.
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying the other ones don't sell. I just think if you're preparing to have cards to flip during the World Cup, when I'm looking for something.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. Yeah.
Last question. Alexander Le Ribotoir says, what do you think about the Panini-Funko NBA boxes?
Cool collab.
Yeah, cool.
Don't think of anything beyond that. It's fun.
Yeah, unique. I have like 4 or 5 Funkos in my collection. I've got Mbappe, Lewis Hamilton, like 4 or 5 of them. Like they're cool. They sit on my desk. They're in the boxes. That's about it. It's not something. Starting lineups.
I know
starting lineups are dope. The starting lineups are dope. They're doing like an NFT, like they do digital, physical. I think they're fairly kind of pricey though, to be frank.
Yeah, those were $50. They're just advertising them everywhere. I've seen them on like every NBA team's Instagrams and everything, and their stories, and they're making a big push.
Are they selling out or like?
I don't know. I bought a couple. I bought a Steph Curry one, I think, and a Luka, but like they were $50 each. They come with a physical card and an NFT card. You can get different rarities of the NFT card. So like you could pull a 1-of-1 digital card, potentially, and it could be worth a fortune. And they'll send you a link once they ship, and they're not shipping until like almost Christmas time. So,
Cool. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, not for me, but
yeah,
to each their own.
Facts.
All right, let's get into play of the week again. If you guys want to submit questions, feel free to check out the Facebook group Card Talk Pod on there. Always looking for new questions to answer on the show.
Of the week.
Yeah.
All right, play of the week. Jay said we've got 4 of them this week. I'm going to start off with Dr. Erd's cards. Thought this play was worth sharing. With the World Cup coming up, I've been trying to get into soccer cards for reselling on eBay. Saw an announcement from Panini about the release of the annual stickers for the World Cup album. Boxes were $75, so I bought 2 on release, opened a pack before heading down to the Jersey Shore for the Labor Day weekend, and saw a Cristiano Ronaldo sticker on top. I posted the sticker to auction on eBay and left for the weekend. Checked in on views and bids, and it was already around $90. Money was already made back. Fast forward to the end of the auction, and the Ronaldo had over 1,100 views and 40 bids. Sold for $230. After shipping and fees, $202. Not a bad return for 30 cents price per sticker starting point.
Love that.
Wow. No.
Probably because it's Ronaldo, right? Is that why I got so many views?
Well, it also looks like it's a gold border. I think that's like the parallel in the stickers. Yep. I do not know. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it is from an outsider's perspective.
I think so too.
Kind of part of Jersey Shore you're going to. I'd love to know that information. It's a great place to be.
Cristiano is going to leave Manchester United.
So they're finished, right?
Who, Manchester?
Yeah.
No, they're not playing him. He's sitting on the bench.
All right, next play, Jay.
This is not playing?
No, he's been on the bench, bro. He
Oh.
just didn't.
Also,
he's old. We're trying to play fast. If
there's anyone in cards who makes jingles, I would love a play of the week jingle. Just throw that out there. Sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
Play of the week jingle.
This is from Boy Ricey. Ricey Boy says, so 2 weeks ago, I was set up at a show and someone asked me if I was buying. I said, yeah, I'm looking to buy. Saw they had an Aaron Rodgers from the National packs. I asked how much it was, and they said $10. I thought that might be an okay gamble, but I had no clue what the insert was until I got home later that night. I was looking for the wrong insert all day, and so I finally found a similar one that sold for $100. The $100 sale was in the middle of the summer, so the next day I listed it on eBay for $250 or best offer. My dad already has someone at his work that would be willing to buy it for $200.
That's awesome. What is this parallel?
Dalmatian is fire.
Dalmatian.
Fire. Hold on. I need Panini Dalmatian in my life right now.
Panini Dalmatian. I never heard of this before in my life.
Me neither, but now I have.
Are these rare?
I couldn't find. It was the most bizarre thing because at first I thought it was one of those like zebras, but it didn't look like the zebras. I couldn't figure out why somebody would pay $200 for it. So I started looking on eBay. I typed in 2022 National Aaron Rodgers and just looked until I figured out what it was. It's the
Trevor Lawrence did $800.
Yeah, they're
That's
super
insane.
Raw.
That's
There's one for
ridiculous.
600 up right now.
Yeah.
That Aaron Rodgers. I see the Aaron Rodgers for bin for $250.
Oh, there's a American Pele auto Dalmatian that sold.
What? Be honest,
For
Dalmatian.
$700.
I'm not as hot on the Dalmatian now, but let's see.
Okay, well, this play. Love it. Shout out Ricey Boy.
Not a bad little play for $10. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
There is a Christian Pulisic Dalmatian.
The one that I was talking about?
Oh, that's what you call him, the American Pele. I literally got a DM the other day that said, I'll read it to you. It's really not even old. It simply says, damn, they came for you on the Pulisic take. It was not Pele vibes.
You want me to pull the
Beckham
comment saying it
vibes,
was
though.
Pele vibes?
It says it was like Beckham vibes, though.
That's definitely true. It was definitely
Respect.
Beckham vibes.
Yeah, it was Beckham. It was Beck's vibes.
And also,
it happens.
good play.
We can agree to disagree. The play. Good play.
All right, next play. This is from Pelkey Sports Cards. Longtime listener, first-time submitter. I'm a passionate collector of vintage soccer cards and stickers. Giuseppe Meazza is arguably the GOAT of pre-war soccer, and the 1946 Nanina set is rare and highly coveted. I was thrilled to win a relatively clean 1946 Nanina Meazza for about $150 back in March. I submitted the card to PSA, and it came back a 4. After a Meazza rookie sold on PWCC for a record $66K, thought it was a good time to sell mine. I netted $10.75 on the sale at Golden in September, resulting in a profit of $850, about a 380% return. It's pretty good.
Smart, making sure you're checking PWCC.
It's
Very,
great.
very good.
Nina. Never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I-
Must be like an Italian legend, maybe.
I just need to get into vintage.
I mean, that's a wild play.
It's a
Giuseppe
glorious play.
Miazza. The
It's
GOAT
just
of
crazy. Just
pre-war
people just
soccer.
grabbing cards for 128, selling them for 1,000.
Crazy. Still to this day.
Happening. Yeah,
To
100,
this day.
$100, 1,000.
I mean, Carlos Alcaraz just happened in front of our faces.
Yeah. Facts.
All of our faces. Now, with Carlos Alcaraz on the topic, I will say there was a bit of like future bet aspect to it in that
Obviously.
he really went out and won the tournament. Like, and he was plus like he was like plus 800 to win the tournament or something like that. He was like, so he was like 10-1 odds, and people are getting 10-1 kind of return a couple on that card. So it just kind of lined up perfectly. But if you lose it, he was in a fifth set round in like the fifth set match in like the third round. He could have lost and would have been no action.
Yep.
That's sports, baby.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
That's how it works. Yeah, the only difference is if you bet on him to win and he loses, you don't have anything. If you bet on him and you buy the card and he loses, you still have the card.
This is why
Yeah.
sports cards.
That's why sports cards over betting is much more intriguing. All right, next play.
Betting's pretty cool too.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. If you like walking away with 0.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Wait. Oh, for a second, I thought this was one of those jumbo cards. I'm like, these cards are gonna haunt us. We've had these on here a couple times. It's not. I thought that's what it was at first. This is from Sports Card Shock. Sports
Just
Card
had
Shark.
no chance to win.
Hey guys, play of the week submission. This is a modest play about being organized. In September of 2021, I won an Aaron Judge Chrome rookie. It was the All-Star variation. I got it for $1 on eBay auction. I watch eBay for rookie cards like this and was able to grab this one to put in the hold box. I keep an inventory of my online purchases, and since Judge went on a tear, I've been digging up everything I have of him. The other day, I got to this card and immediately listed it above comps at $23.50. Day later, sold at full price. After eBay fees, I netted a cool $18, which is not going to lead to retirement, but it's another example of being prepared to capitalize and having inventory when the time is right. Thanks for all you do for the hobby, and let's go virtual value boxing.
Virtual value boxing is cool.
Lou, thoughts on this play?
What did you say, Tyler?
VVB. Virtual value boxing.
Lou, thoughts on this play?
It's a great play. It's the principle is correct. What do they say? What do they say about football? It's process over results. Process is great here. Love the process. Love buying card for $1. Love keeping track of your inventory. Seeing that a subpar player is having a nice little tear, right? And you take advantage of that. That's really smart. Unfortunately, it will not win, but it's a great play.
What?
I can't in good conscience vote for that.
How do you, in good conscience, refer to one of the most historic seasons in the
It's
history
not
of
one of the most
baseball?
historic seasons.
Okay, if he hits another homer,
Yeah, he's 6th all time in home runs in a season.
no, he's
Yes.
the American League all-time leader in a
No
single
one
season
keeps track
home
of league
runs.
records anymore. It's only full.
That's
It's
your
only
subjective take, bro. There's actual
not. No one
real
does that.
difference between the leagues. It would be the
No, there
greatest. As a Yankee, it's a record, and Yankees the most valuable sporting organization in the world, I think, potentially behind Manchester
until
United, and he had the
all
greatest
their
season.
championships before like 1975 are awesome.
You
I love
can't
it.
just draw subjective.
I mean, Michigan does the
Of
same
course,
thing.
watch me.
Meanwhile, Mets fans have nothing to talk about anymore.
Yeah, I don't care about the Mets. They gave up their division lead. Congrats.
It's an uncalled for shot, Tyler, completely
No,
out of
it's
nowhere.
not, because the
Ricochet
disrespect of Aaron Judge is insane.
Who gives a shit about Aaron Judge? He gets juice balls. He can't break the record. What if he doesn't break the record? It's an all-time joke if he can't break the record. People were doing backflips like you're
tied the record.
Congrats on tying the record for 7th most home runs in a season.
The audacity
I
is
love
insane.
it. I
Audacity
love
of
it.
what? 7th most home runs in a season?
Not giving the
Congrats.
dude the respect
Participation
that he
trophy.
deserves.
Respect for what? 7th most home runs in a season. Congratulations. I'm giving him the respect. 7th most home runs.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, Ty, in his defense, I don't follow baseball, but like if Tom Brady has the most passing yards in the NFC in a season, they don't like
Who gives a
celebrate.
shit? No one cares. It doesn't matter. It's Aaron Judge and the Yankees, so people are freaking out, and they suck.
I'm ready for postseason baseball just for this. I love it when Lou gets fired up about anybody.
I don't care about the Yankees. I just like it's a bad
awesome.
sports take.
It's really
It's
not.
a-
It's the
it's a
7th
bad
most home
sports
runs
take.
in a season. It's a loser take to get excited about.
Lou, you're something else, man. Oh,
Can't even break the record. Congrats on tying a record. Anyway, what are we picking for the winner this week?
I know what I want to pick.
Aaron Judge.
I mean, this is the proper play. I mean, they're all good plays. They're all unique. They're all completely different, right? Find a card for $10. We don't have any idea what it is. Couldn't find it. Go home, able to sell it for 200. Buy a soccer
It's a
card.
great play. I just can't vote for it in good conscience.
Vintage soccer card for 128, selling it for 1,000, right? You've got the Ronaldo play, like, hey, don't know what this is. I'm just going to list it at auction, 30 cents, see what happens. No big deal. Goes for $200+. There's a lot of them. To me, it's the Judge. It's being organized. It's being prepared for it. It's buying it at $1, flipping it for $18. 1 to 18 is not a lot. Like you said, it's not enough to retire, but at scale, that's a real way to build equity.
I agree.
So to me, it's this play. This to me is play of the week.
Go back. Keep going. It's I'm gonna go Judge.
Yeah, I just think it makes too much sense.
I'm gonna go Judge. Sports card shark.
I'm taking the soccer guy, the pre-war guy.
I like that play too.
Yeah, it was pretty good. There's definitely some pretty good plays. But I think Sports Card Shark's going to win this one. So shout out to Sports Card Shark.
Congrats to Sports Card Shark
for a win. I know that is just one Lou is
loves to see.
Stung, just absolutely stung. But
I would sell high on a subpar player too. It's a good idea.
I love it. I love it. I'm ready for postseason baseball. All right, latest launch. We have some products coming out this week. Actually, some decent stuff. But the big one is going to be Panini Mosaic Road to the FIFA World Cup Soccer. That will drop this week. Then you have some interesting one from, I believe, Leaf. It's 2021 Decision Rainbow Edition. It's got some like presidential, political candidate cut autos, relics, stuff like that. Kind of cool. Kind of a unique thing. And then Pokemon Origin V-Star Premium Collection comes out this week. And then next week looks to be a pretty big week as we get into more 2022 football, WNBA, and Archives baseball.
Mosaic World Cup.
Yep. I saw the checklist has Mbappe numbered, Mbappe parallels, has Messi autos. I don't think Mbappe autos are in this. I think the first one he's going to be in is National Treasures, which I believe is scheduled to release at the end of the month. Just cannot wait for that. I think that's going to be crazy. So excited to see.
I want Prism World Cup.
That's not too long away. There's a decent amount of soccer about to start coming out here. I know Panini's got a few of them on deck. So
how about that guy? How about that guy who got laid out last night at the game?
Oh, great.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner.
He really exploded
Smoked
through.
him. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And Peyton Manning was pumped.
I know. Peyton's.
You know what's crazy is we're just over a month away. I mean, we're about 5-6 weeks away from the World Cup.
Yeah, it's a great time. Feeling super ready for it.
Lou, will Max Verstappen be the champion as of the end of this weekend after Japan?
We keep saying this. I don't know. I mean, I would assume so, but it was just, it's just a matter of time, right? Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's one of the all-time collapses. That'd be a real shame. I'm
hoping to go to Austin in October in a few weeks, and I'm hoping he's gonna win, so I'm hoping I get to see it there. That would be kind of cool.
Conspiracy Brand is saying they're saving it for the United States, but that's neither here nor there.
Really? That would make so much sense, especially if they're recording for TV. That would just make so much sense. That would make so much sense. Oh, good old TV. All right. That's all I got for now, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace and love.
Peace, guys.
Peace.